here we are. The loading screen, of course, is commencing, or as we know it, of course, the anticipation screen. There you see the beautiful layout of Kulas, Ravine, and we are about to get started between our two players. Here we go in the bottom left, in the red, playing Protoss from the team Infinity 7, a resident of the Bay Area. In fact, he is actually one of my roommates. It is Axslav. And in the bottom right, from the team Empire, a very good Korean Zerg player, it is viOLet.
Yeah, I mean, viOLet, you know, when I was looking at the player list of people who were going to make it in, viOLet was a guy who was, well, you know, top 10 on our power rankings at the time worldwide. He's a guy who's had a lot of success in major tournaments recently, so I was like, oh, well, viOLet's going to be the guy to beat.
Yeah, no kidding.
But Axslav has some pretty cool PDZ builds that he's cooked up for the purposes of this tournament, or at least revisiting some of the ones that were very effective as well and re-perfecting those.
He knows how to play the maps. He's probably going to do a gateway expand here. We'll have to see what he has planned. viOLet, though, I gotta say, has been one of my favorite Zergs to watch for a long time. I was a big fan of this guy back when he was in the GSL Code A when he played with MVP. He had some really, really cool strategies. He was a very aggressive and fun Zerg to watch. And I'm glad he's found success kind of outside of Korea, too. You know, I mean, you do see some Korean players leave their native land and not really do as well. They don't adjust quite as well. But he's been doing great, man.
Now, one kind of cool thing about these players is the difference in how they play. So we can see I have their APM up right now. viOLet is an incredibly fast player. He's playing at about 380 APM at the moment. Axslav plays at about 67. Now, and that's just including all the spams and stuff like that as well. It's kind of cool. Axslav is all about decision-making, not having lightning-fast speed, although his effective APM is actually quite high. You know, he's all about decision-making, and sometimes when I'm over at your house, I suppose, and I talk to Axslav about matches, as he's playing, he'll, like, take his hands completely off the keyboard, turn around and talk to me as he's waiting for the next probe, and then he'll turn back around, click E for the next probe to start, and that's the only action he'll make in that time.
He's a very thoughtful player. He likes to really analyze things. He's definitely fun to talk to about the game. He has a lot to say. If you get a chance, definitely watch his stream. He offers a lot of really good insight while he's playing, actually.
Oh, yes.
So,
very much so.
Pretty much every day. Look at that. You can actually full wall off with a gateway and a cyber core on this map. Axslav showing his knowledge of the maps already. Or is that a little gap? I guess that would be.
Yeah, it looks like he did leave just a tiny little gap. You can actually do that. You just have to shift the structures up a little bit, but it looks like he purposefully left a little gap there. So back on a viOLet side of things, though, he is going to get speed very quickly, and importantly, leaving one drone on gas for now. So he will be able to move into roaches very quickly. He could go up to banelings if he wanted a baneling bust. But it's pretty important to note that he is leaving that one drone on gas. Yeah,
he does like his roach play. He kind of always has. And I think we're going to see him take that hatchery very, very soon here. But where is he going to take it? Just at his natural? Yep, that looks like it's going to be. I keep waiting for a player to sneak a gold on this map. You know, we haven't really. We saw our Protoss player do it a little bit earlier, I guess, but that was a little bit later in the game. I'm waiting for someone to do it with like their first base, you know?
Yeah. So let's see here now as Axslav pulls.
Oh, he's trying to get in. Oh, he doesn't.
Just barely there for Axslav, but he does get back with the Zealot. Of course, now there's a sentry out as well, so the shields will be preserved, and we can see a robotics facility coming up for Axslav.
Yeah. And we'll have to see what he has planned with that. I mean, we've seen that going Robo, Twilight Council, Blink Soccer play has been really popular in this tournament here. A lot of the Protoss players are doing it just because Blink Stalkers are an all-around, like, really solid unit.
Yeah.
You can make a lot of them on one base if you choose to, but he might be thinking of something a little bit different here. A lot of Protoss players are getting that earlier Robo to get out some Immortals due to the, you know, a lot of roach aggression from Zerg players lately.
And Axslav did have a probe buried right here, but the Zerglings came over and checked for it. So, fortunately, not going to be hidden for too long. It's actually going to be 3-gate Robo now off of one base. Axslav is starting to clear up these destructible rocks, though, so he may decide to make one Immortal here in a bit. Whoa! Okay. I was going to say he's going after the destructible rocks. Do something weird there. viOLet already going after the destructible rocks of his opponent, though. Really wants to break in quick.
viOLet's aggressive, man. I said it before. He really likes to get in there and do some early damage. So Axslav is going to need to be very aware of that possibility as he kind of moves into this early mid-game stage of the game.
Yeah.
And, you know, he did kind of work on the rocks a little bit, but I wonder if we're going to see him kind of put a lot of effort into doing sort of a Warp Prism 3-gate pressure here as well. Yeah, he's making that Immortal. He could just actually harass with Warp Prism Immortal, too, honestly.
to Immortal Drop or something like that. His opponent, though,
sending it
once
right
again, as we saw earlier from Sleep, putting up that Spore Crawler, though, just in case for everything. And the Warp Prism, unfortunately, does fly right over those Zerglings.
Did get spotted. And the nice thing is he's going to be able to warp Stalkers in. Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, that space on the high ground that you have to break down rocks to get to, but you can still hit mineral lines.
That Warp Prism's pretty good.
Yep. Yes, they are. That's a lot of denied mining time. And look at this, you can be pretty aggressive with that Stalker as well and continue to pick it up. So Axslav playing pretty well right now. He's going to start poking at that Spore Crawler.
I love that Spore Crawler that's already there, though. I mean, what good presence of mind by viOLet to get that. And, oh, man, this is just really bringing back memories here. This is, like, exactly what we would see Protoss players do on this map all the time. But I don't know if that Sentry wants to help. That Sentry's a traitor. The Immortals are traitors too.
Oh my God. He knows. Oh, I don't think he knows.
Oh no.
Okay.
I think he does.
Well, let's see here though. No. Okay. The Destructible Rocks are going to go down. We'll see how viOLet tries to swing on in. Few units are coming out now as the Spine Crawlers are seating themselves on the low ground there. But unfortunately, there's no vision to the high ground quite yet until the Overlords get in position. And
the Zerglings still lurking at the top of the map right now. It's not enough to really kill anything, per se, but it could still do some damage. Another warp in round at Axslav's, or not at Axslav's base, rather.
Yeah, it looks like just going after the Spine Crawler. He will pick one of those off.
Oh,
needs to start moving back home, and the Zerglings are just going to run on through.
They will, and they're going to surround the Immortals, and the Sentry is so fast. Force fields will not help much at all in this case.
Let's see here, though. He actually does still expose a couple of those Immortals. He's going to need to be able to pick those up in just a second. One of the Immortals getting very, very low. 17, 12, 7, and picks up at the last second. Oh, but then he drops it down, and it dies to one more hit.
And look at this, though. Microing the Immortal against those Lings, but there are even more coming in. I think Axslav is in serious trouble here.
Yes, he
I don't think that Immortal can kill every single Zergling.
No, neither do I. Axslav is going to need to bring in some Zealots very, very quickly. In fact, choosing to bring in some of those Sentries. He had so much gas left over. Very nice job with the whole position micro there, so the Zealots, or I'm sorry, the Zerglings weren't prioritizing that target.
Yeah, the Gateway and the Cyber Core, though, about to go down. Everything else getting very, very low.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Axslav is supply blocked. He's going to need to get himself down a pylon stat, or he's just going to have to lose units until he's able to bring up enough. So
yeah, I mean, he was able to stop mining at this base, but look at that. Sleep just immediately expanding at the gold base. I tried to, like, combine those words, like, expandingly. I don't know.
All right. Well,
just kind of the end of the road here for Axslav in this game, unfortunately.
Yeah, looks like it. He's doing a good job picking up units and preserving them as long as possible. I don't think that is going to be enough. The Immortal so low in health. Everything else getting killed. Just 18 supply now. 20 supply.
Yep. And, man, that Immortal has just been worth its weight in gold, but it's not going to be enough at the end of the day. Well, Next is going to be getting pretty close to moving to getting taken down as well. 53 supply to just 16 right now for Axslav. GG. viOLet taking game one.
Yes, he does.